my name's Trygve, and I'm going to be putting together a sequence of videos documenting my process in constructing a small sailboat. It's a 14-foot Aber dinghy designed by Francois Vivier, and I chose this boat because I thought it would be suitable for dinghy cruising, which is my ultimate goal for this project. The other thing that I think is really important for me to say right at the beginning is that I've never built a boat before. I built lots of other things before, but I've never built a boat. I just kind of decided that if I want to really go for it and make a boat, I need to just dive in and start making it and make mistakes, and then hopefully sometime down the road I'll have an opportunity to build another boat, and then I can fix all the problems that I discovered this time. And if you, like me, are an enthusiast of sailing and small boats, and you've always wanted to build a boat, this might give you an impression of what it's like to attempt to do that for the first time. It's a cold morning here in Oregon. We are about to be cutting all the CNC parts for our Aber dinghy, and I'm just walking over to the College of Design wood shop at the moment. One thing that was really appealing to me about this plan was that there were CNC files available, and I did a lot of research into all sorts of potential boats for this project, and I found a lot of great designs that could work really well, but with my level of experience, starting out with just a set of paper plans seemed way too daunting. This part of the process is cutting out the frames for construction, and it's regular 3/4 inch plywood. So these pieces will be part of the finished boat, and they're cut out of Okume marine grade plywood. The CNC mill is running, and this cut should take about an hour. We've got 2 cuts to do today. So behind me there, you can see the CNC router doing its thing. It's cutting the first pass of 2 of the strakes. The strakes have to be laminated together, so it's pretty much half of a strake. We have to go slowly so we don't snap the bit. You can kind of see those puzzle pieces at the end where the front half and the back half of the strake will fit together. Okay, we're about halfway through the cut. It's at 50%, and it's just going back through and cutting all the way through the rest of the 6mm marine ply. So this is time-lapse here, and you can see that some of the planks are kind of lifting up in the back there. When the CNC router cuts out a piece, it actually leaves little parts attaching it to the main sheet, which is screwed onto the table. So nothing should move around too much, but eventually those little tabs need to be trimmed off. The CAD file had all the strakes numbered, so I tried to mark them as soon as they came off the cutting bed so that I would be able to put them back together easier. Now that everything's cut out, we're back at my studio where we've transported everything. This is probably a good time for me to tell you a little bit more about why I'm doing this. The idea is to use this dinghy for a project that we're doing here at the University of Oregon in the product design department where I teach. The project itself is going to be first building a dinghy And then secondly, using that dinghy to be a platform for our advanced product design students to develop, design, and prototype a bunch of different product concepts for dinghy cruising. The fit's actually really good on these things.
And this fits, so.
Yeah, that's good news. I love our sophisticated construction methods here. So we've leveled the frame and we put some legs on it. And now it's just a matter of lining up all the various construction sections in order to define the shape of the boat. This part of the process is totally rewarding because even though nothing is actually built, it starts to look like a boat pretty quick. So you can see here that because the router bit is round, the bottoms of these notches are a little bit round. So if we wanted to, I suppose we could put a little radius on the keel the keel timber that will sit in here, but the issue is that for these parts here, they're not quite sitting flush. We want that part to sit all the way down, and I think the reason why it's not going down is because right here there's radiuses on both sides of this notch, so when it slides in, it doesn't quite go all the way down. In a place like this, we really need to make sure that these notches go all the way down. This one actually looks pretty good. That looks like it's flush right there. So we just need to go back through each of these and make sure that they are all the way down. So that one's like up a little bit. Up a little bit. So let me try and explain what's going on here with the frames and the section lines. If each of these is the side view of the frame, and along the entire boat we're going to have 10 different sections. This is the side view. So the sections are running through here like this. The way that the curvature of the planks goes is going to be something kind of like this along the entire length of the boat. The plank is only going to touch the corners of those cross-sectional pieces. So as the plank bends over those construction frames, on the back side of the boat, it's going to touch the back edge of that sheet of plywood, and on the front side of the boat, it's going to touch the front side of the sheet of plywood. So the section at the front side of the boat is the front edge of the sheet of plywood, and the section on the back is the back side of the sheet of plywood. So those are the sides we take our measurements from. Okay, so here's the radius that came out from the router bit. So I think if I just knock these out a little bit here and a little bit right in here, we should be able to fit these down so that they'll seat all the way in. Also, we need to check and make sure that there's no slop. There's these little bridges that hold the piece onto the table when the CNC router's running around, so I just need to rasp off those. just going to make sure that this fits nicely for now. I'm cleaning up these edges because we need to be able to put tape on them so that when we epoxy the planks, by bending them over these frames, they won't stick to the edge, and also they'll seat right down where they're supposed to be. Okay, so we adjusted the squareness of each of these sections and braced all the corners and put some cross braces down in back there where things were not square. I took a bunch of footage on the hull construction prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, so I'm hoping to use this time when I can't work on the boat to sit down and edit the videos. In the next video, I'll be able to show you some of the footage from getting the keel cut to shape, getting the stem post made, and the transom knee, and the transom. So hopefully you can come back and watch that later. All right, take care. Bye.